Hey there, welcome back to a brand new reaction video. My name is Musa Jallo, and in today's video, I'm gonna be reacting to a video from Alison Anderson, and the video is entitled My Trip to Namibia, Safari, Desert, and Coast. So with no further delay, let's get into the reaction.
I've made it to Namibia. I've made it to Namibia and I can't even begin to describe how excited I am to be here. I'm going to be traveling through the country for a couple of weeks on a photography tour.
Man, like the sunset in Namibia is like nothing I've ever seen like that before, Like it looked really so crazy nice, like Namibia is like one of these few countries, like many people, you just see about it, but like people don't know a lot about it. But like I feel like it looks so beautiful, like oh my god. It feels like when it comes to like the nature part of Namibia, it feels like South Africa on steroid, It's really so crazy.
And I can't wait to share it with you. We're currently in Sestrium, which is the desert. Namibia has the largest sand dunes in the world, and it's a photographer's paradise because the texture and the shadows make.
Who would have thought that, right? Like a country all the way down in Southern Africa have like the largest sand dunes in the world, I would have thought that would have been like in the Sahara Desert, or maybe somewhere in the Middle East, But oh my god, it looked really so amazing, by the way, though.
Make it so visually interesting. And the lodge that we're staying at is incredible. These are like luxury tent chalets. All of the rooms are individual units looking out over the Namibian desert, and you can roll up the windows so it's all open air like a canvas tent. But they also have air conditioning, and across your deck you have a really nice bathroom. So it's like earthy but fancy. You get some wildlife in this region, and the sunrises and sunsets are incredible.
Oh, look. I'm not the one that is like really into sunset, I don't I don't really care for it, But this looks so amazing. You're waking up to this in the morning, This look really so good, man.
And we're here on a full moon and lunar eclipse. Last night we were out in the dunes at sunset, and the moon rose perfectly behind the dunes, and it was so big it looked fake. One of the most photographed places in the Namib desert is Dead Flay, and the best light is right at sunrise, so we woke up super early to drive in.
Oh my god, look at the light though. It feels like the sky is covered with dust, Like it looks so pretty, man.
And hike into the dunes, which is not for the faint of heart. It is a workout. Dead Flay is a white clay pan that temporarily flooded hundreds of years ago, allowing camel thorn trees to grow. But when the water went away, the trees died and only their skeletons remain. They're scorched black from the sun and don't decompose because the wood is so dry. Something else I highly recommend doing if you come to the Namib Desert is a helicopter tour out to the coast. We did a doors-off tour at sunrise while the lunar eclipse was happening, and it was incredible. You start off in the desert, so you see the sand dunes and formations from the sky, and when you make it to the ocean—
Oh my god, like everything, like life is all about perspective, right? You getting like just a different point of view make these things look like so, I don't know, it make it look so different and nicer, like from the ground just look like, oh, it looks so disorganized, but if you see like this from up like this, it looks so well organized, like somebody was like, oh, I want this dome to go this way, I want this one to go this way, like the curves, everything looks so perfect, man.
The dunes fall into the water, and the ripples
of— Oh my god, I think that's what Namibia is known for, the country where the desert meet the ocean. I think it's like the only place in the world that this phenomenon happening, That is like so crazy that you have the desert on one side and you have the ocean on the other side. Damn, man.
Of the sand meeting the ripples of the sea is just spectacular. There's an enormous seal colony there as well, and our pilot took us right down to the water, which was exhilarating. We were so close to the surface, the waves were spraying us.
Wow.
doors off sunrise helicopter tour this morning. One of my all-time favorite travel experiences. Absolutely mind-blowing. And now we're going to be driving.
How the desert is nice. I don't care about the mountain, the forest, the interiors, you know. But for me, like the coast, man, I really like living on the coast, and I feel like living on the coast is like really, really so nice, you know. Like the ocean breeze, you know, like in the evening hours, you know, like especially if you live in like a very hot country, like the ocean breeze in the evening hour is like one of the best thing, you know. But if you live in a cold country, then that's not good enough. But it's really so pretty to live by the ocean, you know.
One of the highlights of going to the coast was getting to see flamingos, and I'm going to admit something a little embarrassing here. Prior to this morning, it had never occurred to me that flamingos can fly. I don't know why, because it's not like they're traveling the earth on their little stilt legs, but it made this sighting even more spectacular because I had only expected to see them standing in the water. We've made it to Spitzkop, and we're staying at this beautiful lodge where all of the rooms.
Oh my god, you know, like this right now is the new trend, you know, like especially like in the US, you know, people build like this, they call it like, I think, glamping, like luxury tent, you know, like many people want to like go in like the experience kind of a nature, right? But then they don't want to go and live in like their own tent you buy from the store, you know, you just go and like put the plastic on top of you. So they have like this luxurious tent, you know, and I feel like it's really so good, you know. The mountain in the background, though, it looked really so nice.
Are individual houses overlooking the landscape. Namibia means vast land, and that is the perfect name for this country because there really is so much wide open space. Spitzkop is considered the Matterhorn of Namibia because it has this striking shark tooth-like mountain in the middle of otherwise completely flat landscape. And it's the quietest place we've been yet. There really are not a lot of people here. It sounds like tours don't generally make a stop here, so it's very quiet and serene. Wow. So we're going to be spending the next couple of days getting up early and shooting the sunrise, exploring some of these rock formations. There's even zebras here. We saw a mom and her baby.
Oh my god, this is like so crazy though. Zebras. I think it's actually pronounced zebra, you know. I watched one of Trevor Noah video. He was like, why don't people say like Debra, you know? If you cannot say Debra for the name Deborah, then you should not say zebra for the animal name, you know. It should be pronounced zebra, you know.
On the way in, and it was just the most precious thing. Next, we moved on to the wildlife portion of the tour, starting at Etosha National Park, which is one of the largest fully fenced protected areas in the world. We arrived in the afternoon, popped the tops of our safari vehicles, which was super cool, and headed in to look for some animals.
Oh my god, these vehicles look pretty cool though. Like, you see, like, I think those are Toyota Land Cruiser. And by the way, in Africa have money, they know like the importance of the sky. You know, like people really like it now.
Our first sighting was 6 lions sleeping around a waterhole. Waterholes are the best places to watch for wildlife because everyone's got a drink. We had a couple timid giraffes come up for a sip, but the lions weren't really interested. We could see the lions were covered in blood, meaning they had recently eaten and were essentially in a food coma.
That is like so crazy though. I feel like in the animal kingdom, we like the only people I feel like would think about the future, like, oh, you know, what am I gonna do in the future, you know? Like, I feel like most of the animals, like, they just eat, and then when they get hungry, look for food and eat again, you know. It's actually so crazy, you know, but like us, we have to, like we humans, we have to like plan about the future, we have to like plan about our kids, you know. You have to like do investment, you know, you have to grow. Imagine we all could just live like this, you know. You wake up, you find food, you eat, and you just relax the whole day, you know?
By just sleeping in the sun. You'll see GPS collars on some of them, and this is for research purposes. Etosha's home to one of the largest surviving wild lion populations in Africa, and monitoring them is critical to understanding their conservation status. Now, the key to a great wildlife sighting is patience. The best thing you can do is find a spot to park and hang out for a couple hours. Sure enough, an hour or so after we arrived at this waterhole, we saw 3 elephants approaching from a distance, and it was incredible watching the power dynamics shift when they arrived. Because up until now, the lions owned the waterhole, but when
that is like so crazy to think about, you know? Me sitting right now and thinking, I don't feel like there's an animal I know that like try to bully the elephants, you know. Elephants, I feel like nobody mess with the elephants, you know. I haven't. What? Oh my god. It's weird though, but I don't think there's any animal that mess with the elephant. Those things they are like so big and strong, you know, like it's crazy.
The elephants showed up, they moved out of the way. Elephants can cause a lot of damage to lions, and while lions can still kill one, it's rare and they have to be desperate to make an attempt. We spent the next couple of days in the park from sunrise to sunset. We were greeted by a dazzle of zebras one morning. The term for a group of zebras is a dazzle. And there was this little foal following behind its mom, and whenever it got too far behind, it would kick up its legs and do this little run. Something incredible that I learned about zebras is new moms will keep other zebras away from their baby for a few days after it's born so that the baby learns her unique stripe pattern.
I didn't know that though. Oh, so like maybe that's the way like the baby recognizes the mom, you know, by the mom's scrap patterns. It's actually fascinating, you know. Like honestly speaking, I don't know a lot about animals. You know, when it comes to animals, there's like so many things I don't know. You know.
We also had some incredible elephant sightings during our time in Natasha. We were parked at a waterhole one afternoon, and a herd came in with this tiny little baby. Our guides guessed it was less than a month old, and it was absolutely stupid.
Oh my god, this is like less than a one. This elephant here is like less than a month old according to the guides. It looked like a fully grown dog, you know. Like this thing, they are like so big, man. Oh my god.
How cute this thing was. African elephants are pregnant for 22 months, which is the longest gestation period of any living animal.
22 months though. That's like almost 2 years, you know.
So it took a really long time for this little baby to get here. We were lucky in Natasha to see several large herds of elephants, and one afternoon we even got a vocal display right next to our vehicle.
Oh my god, you heard a bass? I was right, no, but that's like so much bass though. Wow.
Saw lots of other animals as well, including tons of giraffes. Giraffes are by far the easiest animal to spot on safari.
They are the easiest spot because they are the longest, you know. Imagine like half, like their head literally goes above the branches, you know, like of the tree, you know. So they are like literally so easy to see, you know. So like you're gonna see a lot of them, you know.
So tall, they can't really hide. We also saw a hyena eating something out of a water hole, as well as a lot of antelope species, including a kudu that has these beautiful spiral horns. We've made it to the Arindi Private Game Reserve, which is one of the stops I've been looking forward to most on this trip, because private game reserves are a bit of a different experience to a national park. This is privately owned land, so it doesn't have the same rules that a national park does. Like, for example, the past couple of days, the gates to the national park don't open until sunrise and they close at sunset. So you can't enter early and drive out to a water hole to watch animals at sunrise, and you can't stay out until sunset or blue hour to take pictures then. Where on a private game reserve, you can go on game drives any time of day. If you want to go on a night drive or go out really early in the morning before sunrise, you can do that. Also, the accommodation on private game reserves is really nice. This property is stunning. The landscaping, the view.
Oh my god, look at this view from right here, you know. It literally feels like it is a picture painted and hanging on the wall, you know. Like, it's actually so crazy, you know.
View from the rooms, there's water holes where you can watch animals, there's swimming pools. So we're going out on a game drive this afternoon, and I'm really hoping to see some cats, some lions, a leopard, a cheetah, some cat action. The first cats we found in Orindi were some male lions lounging in the shade. It was pretty incredible to sit so close to them, and they were totally unbothered by us.
Lions, they look really so scary though. Like, by the way, like if you're from Africa and Europe, people think like, oh, you have seen lion before in your life. But me, all my life I spent in Africa before I moved to Europe. Like I never saw these things, like even elephant, I don't know, I haven't seen it before. So it's like so crazy when people come and ask you about like, oh, do you guys see lions in Africa? Like, no, I don't see it.
Next, we headed off looking for a leopard or cheetah. Now, unlike lions who are relatively unfazed by humans, leopards and cheetahs are very elusive and almost impossible to spot in the grass, even from a short distance. So we dedicated the rest of our time in Orindi to tracking them. The first evening, our guide received a radio that a leopard was spotted in part of the reserve, so we went out tracking it right at sunset, and this was thrilling. Driving through the bush as the light was dimming, reading other animal behavior to figure out what direction the leopard was going in, and we ended up seeing a mom and her son, which was so exciting.
Oh my god, it is like really so well camouflaged. Like these things, oh my god. Like leopard, right? I think they say they stalk their prey. So like if a leopard see an animal that they want to kill, they will like literally stalk it for like hours before they go and like attack. That's why they like almost never miss.
On our final morning, we went out doing the same thing and came across some lion cubs playing. This was one of the most exciting things I've ever seen in my life. I think all of us kids who grew up watching The Lion King have dreamed of seeing a real-life Simba and Nala. It was
Imagine that is like so crazy that is like so crazy though. But I don't know. I know these things they all look nice, but I'll be so afraid though. I don't know if I even want to do it. Like I would love to see these animals, but like, oh, I don't know.
two brothers and one sister, and it looked like mom had her hands full. And then we went looking for the one cat we hadn't seen yet, the cheetah, and after some searching, we found one laying in the shade. It was so hard to spot. We were only 20 feet away from it, and it blended in so well.
I like how relaxed they look, probably it's already done eating, so it's like just like I'm just gonna like sit back here and relax and like not be bothered. But like the camouflage of this animal is like really so scary for me. Because like you can literally come and walk past this one and you will not see it, and you might go and step on it, and then boom, now you have a cheetah chasing you.
It's my last day in Namibia. I've made it back to Windhoek, which is the capital city, which is where this trip.
Oh my god, I really look at the greenery though. Oh, it look really so nice though. It feels like the city is like literally breathing. Like how most of the country is like desert, then you come here to the capital, like at least in this neighborhood. You see like so much greenery. That's like really so nice to see. Like the difference.
Started from, I knew Namibia was going to be great, but it surpassed my expectations, and I'm absolutely shocked that after 2 weeks of like a pretty busy schedule, waking up at 5 a.m. every day, heading out in the dark, in the cold, to shoot at sunrise, I thought that I would be pretty exhausted at this point and like kind of ready to be done, because even when I travel to amazing places, after a week or two, like I'm ready to chill out a little bit, but I am not feeling that way today. I could easily do 2 more weeks traveling around this country. There is so much to see, and you get such a diversity with the landscapes, from the desert to the coastline to the national parks and the wildlife. So I highly recommend adding Namibia to your travel list if it's not there already. I know I'm going.
Man, like this video was really so amazing. It was like a really good intro to Namibia for me, because I haven't like reacted to a video from Namibia before. But like it is such an amazing country. Like I feel like the weather, like the landscape, like the desert meeting like the ocean is like some of the craziest thing I ever seen. And it looked like they have all the big five from Africa also, like when it comes to the animals. So like it feels like a really amazing country. I'll be trying to check out more videos from Namibia. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, remember to like it, comment down below. See you in the next one. Peace out.